Hey soul family, how's it going? Everything's falling apart in my life. Like seriously. Like I'm trying to have this little camera holder that I use to hold up my stinking phone, and it just broke. So I'm like, ugh! Alright. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I guess you guys are just gonna have to, I don't know, I guess I'll be having to pick things up. So I have a few things I wanna talk about. And one of them is, if you have something nice that you're thinking about somebody, you know, you see somebody and you think, oh, she's got pretty hair, or what a beautiful smile that person has, or I like your outfit, or I like your earrings, or anything. If there's somebody in your life that you actually feel something about, and you're keeping it to yourself, don't. Say it. Say it, because we need to hear it. You may not think that. You may think, you know, independent people don't need to hear things, but we do. I was feeling a little sorry for myself, you know, sitting here thinking how the love of my life has basically ignored me for the last 5.5 years, and thought, you know, what is it that I'm told? What is it that I tell you guys all the time? What are you supposed to do? Get outside, get your hands in the soil. It'll make you feel better. So I did. I came out here and I cleared off my deck. And I started, you know, repotting plants and moving things around. You probably can't see, but I've done a lot. I went and I decided I needed to buy myself a couple nice pots, right? And I still need a couple more, but I hate plastic. People, society, and pots. I hate plastic. It's like wearing junk jewelry. I'd rather have none, you know? Or I'd rather wear a macrame ring or bracelet than have one of those fake rings that turns your finger green, right? So anyway, I'm in the store, and it's actually, what's it called, grocery outlet, and they get, you know, obviously it's like an outlet store, so they get stuff in bulk, so things are less expensive. And we had seen these pots, and I said, you know, I can't freaking handle these plastic pots. I got to get rid of them. This is the most beautiful hothouse flower, hibiscus, when it comes out, and it deserves a beautiful pot. My daughter gave me that purple one. She's got a matching one that was for that tree, but she's using it right now, so I can't get it. That green pot should actually hold the catnip. And see, the thing with me is I can't allow things to die. If something's dying, I have to fix it. So I found this. I don't even know where I found it. I mean, I have no idea, but I stuck it in here, and now it's growing like crazy, and this catnip is growing like crazy. I've got a really green thumb. I mean, this Easter lily is probably 7 years old. Look, these are all going to be flowers. I've just got a really, really green thumb. So when we were there the last time and we'd seen these pots, there were the most beautiful roses, and like the mini roses, right? Like this bush right here of mine. Now this one was one of those little tiny, you know, dollar store roses, and it started to die, and it made me sad. So I put it in a pot, and I've babied it, and it's extremely happy. But roses are very delicate. You know, if you give them too much water, you'll kill them. If you don't give them enough water, you'll kill them. They just need a little bit, right? It's kind of like people. It's me, actually, and I'll explain to you. I looked at these roses, and they were so beautiful. The yellow and the pink. The pink was gorgeous. And the yellow, right? It was like the husband and wife. And I said, God, they're so pretty. And I thought, I don't need any more stuff. I'm packing stuff up for Sedona. So when I went back today to get these pots, I walked by, and look what they've done. This is the pink one. I've already started cutting off all the dead plants, the parts of it. This one, she's tough. She's me, right? She's taken it, but she was dying. They weren't watering her, and then somebody came and decided, okay, we'll dump a bunch of water in there and we'll fix it. No, that can't fix it. You know, it's a little at a time, right? Look what they did to Mr. Rosewood. They completely ignored him. He was completely parched. I mean, I don't know. I paid for these. I bought them. I bought them because I wasn't going to let them die. And I don't know. I'm going to cut it back hard and see if there's anything that I can do. I feel like, I really hope that I can. But I feel like here they are. You know, that's what I did to a plant. This one had like one little branch on it, and I brought it back to that. So I'm going to pray over this one. And look at the love. And so as I'm standing there talking to these rose bushes, right? And I said, oh, look what they've done to you. God, all you needed was just a little bit. And you got nothing. You got nothing. And all of a sudden this man goes, excuse me, and he's like, grabs my attention, and I look over and I see the most gorgeous man. And I'm like talking to these plants, and he goes, yeah, I just had to tell you, you've got the most gorgeous hair. And I said, thank you. Wow. I don't usually go anywhere, right? I live here. This is where I'm at all the time working. I go to the grocery store and that's it. And so, you know, generally you don't run across incredibly gorgeous men at the grocery store. But it was just the universe talking to me, right? And so I said thank you, and he was kind of like, he kept kind of turning around and kind of looking at me like waiting for encouragement. And of course my heart's gone. My heart is with my twin soul, who is missing in action. So I'm wandering around in the grocery store. I get my stuff and I go to leave, and of course what happens? He's at the front at the checkout, right next to me. Turns back around, he looks at me and he goes, damn. And he's looking at me and he's smiling and he's like, hi. And he was waiting for me to encourage him, right? My twins got my heart on lockdown, so I just said, thank you again, have a great day, as this most beautiful man walks away. And I get in the car, and I'm thinking about these rose bushes now, and I'm thinking, you know, they just needed a little bit. They don't need a shitload, right? I'm an independent woman. So are these rose bushes, right? They're independent. They're strong if you give them just a little bit, right? Don't freaking starve them to the point where this happens. So I thought to myself, you know, everyone knows that my twin's missing. He's not just missing. He's going through his own shit. And when I look at these roses, I think to myself, this is us. This is what they did to him. And this is what's happened to me. I'm strong, right? I've got spirit to work with me, and I'm working with spirit the whole time. So they give me enough to keep me going the next day, right? And because I work with spirit all day long, every day, it's not been easy for me, but I'm making do, right? But he's been through this. I know that. I've watched it and I know it. And if you had seen me, this one, before I started pulling off all of this, you know, it's kind of like if you had seen me before that man said that to me. If you'd seen me this morning before I came outside and started, you know, deciding to clean everything up, and, you know, I felt like that. I felt that parched for the love of my life, right? But whatever he's been going through, he's had the shit kicked out of him, and the energy has been sucked out of him, is what I watched. The energy has been taken away from him, because whoever it is has sucked him dry. That's what I'm looking at. They've sucked him dry. I mean, he's just fucking dry. And you can't just dump a bunch of water on him and fix him, which is the message for me, right? I want to love him back to life. But I can't just dump all of my love on him and fix that, because that's what they did. That's what they did to him, and he was the most beautiful. He still is. He's got enough strength in him. I know he's going to come back. I'm going to work with him. But it just shows me the parallel. That it's just amazing to me that, you know, it's not like we need a lot. We just need a little bit of consideration, right? We just need a little bit of thoughtfulness and kind words. And don't be sucking somebody else dry. Don't be taking from somebody until all they have left is that, right? You take something that's incredible and you turn it into that. This was incredibly beautiful. It was either completely ignored, starving for water, or it was sucked dry, right? So I got, as I said, I've been getting these little pots. So I got this one, and I thought, you know, I'll repot, I'll fix it. And I think I want to give it to him. I think I want to take him out of this cheap plastic pot, and I'm going to trim him. He's going to have a haircut, man. He's going to look like, you know, it's going to be like a cat that's been extremely matted. Look at that. They overwatered him. God, maybe I did. Anyway, I'm gonna give him a really decent haircut, and I'm gonna put him in this strong metal basket, because this is beautiful and it's protective. Black is for grounding and protection, right? And it's beautiful and it's loved. And why is it off kilter? Something's a little off kilter with this basket. I'll have to fix that. That's gonna drive me nuts. But anyway, that's my start. Okay, so I'll work on Mr. Rosewood over here, love of my life. And this can be, I don't know, whatever. I don't like plastic. For a while, I'm going to have to live in my own plastic pot, right? It's okay. It's okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to choose from certain items. And you're going to choose from my beautiful boy, my beautiful, shy, incredibly gorgeous, very mistreated Mr. Rosewood. And you can choose from unconditional love, because love heals everything, right? Unconditional love. Maybe I'll leave myself in that. And we can choose from this one that's been rehabilitated, right? Check it out. What's inside you? Welcome. Okay. I guess that's the other thing we're going to choose from. From the Welcome Dragonfly, which is telling you, hold on to your dreams. Your dreams are sound and valid, and you deserve to see them fulfilled. Friends, right? Hold on to your friends, too. Not your frenemies. All right. So those are the items that we're going to work with. You watch what I do with this one. I'm going to fix him. I'm going to bring him back, just like I did that one. It's going to be my soul mission. All right, I'm going to have to put you guys down because I'm going to have to hold you. And we'll do our singing bowl because we definitely need a little bit of... and I'm certainly... You know what? Maybe I can do this. I don't know how I can do this. Maybe I'll just have... Okay. All right. Here we go. You know how this works, right? All the negative energy gets pulled into here. This is 24 karat gold, talking about self-worth. And this is clear quartz crystal, which is what we put our intentions on. It's all going to go in here, all the negative, and it's going to be vibrated out. And as it goes through the walls, it's going to be returned to pure white light. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Unconditional love is what comes in and goes out. Okay. I think I'm gonna, if that would work. No, I don't want to mess with this. Hold on a second, I gotta put these away. Okay, trying to see how you guys can be up. I would like you to be able to see what's going on out in the lake. It was beautiful, and I waited specifically until now. It was a major party day, big time party day. Lots of boats out in the water, everybody having a good time, and it was actually fun when I was out here working with all of my plants. I was listening to the music, and I enjoyed it a lot. So today when I went to pick our decks, I just, after that, you know, I was just sad because, you know, nothing is as it seems. You don't know really the truth of what's going on in a situation. I kind of know what's going on in my situation. And like I said, I'm sad and I get lonely and I miss him and I am not able to move on to anybody else because I know who he is to me. But he's going through a lot too. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, you know, what can you do to lift your energy one more day? How interesting. So when I got home, I said, give me something happy. Let's work with some happy decks. You know, I need that right now. I need that. So the decks that we're going to work with are the Wisdom of the Golden Path and the Gaia Oracle. I think they're both Tony Carmine Salerno. They are. And then the Spirit of Animal. I think it's the, what is it? The Spirit of the Animals Oracle. And this was in my box, in one of the boxes. And Can you see as I turn it, the beautiful turquoise green? That's my favorite color in the entire world. It looks like beryl crystal. And beryl crystal, okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna get emotional. Sorry. Oh, didn't expect that. Beryl crystal says, an ongoing problem is going to be resolved in an unexpected way. And because of that, your anxiety and the stress that you've been feeling is going to be greatly reduced. That's the message from beryl crystal. So I'm buying that story. Can you see? Can you see how beautiful the green is? It's that color green. So gorgeous. So I'll put them over here. I mean, obviously, you know that you can see that that's my color, right? So let me put you guys, I don't know how else to do this. I'm really sorry. It's not super sexy the way I've got it arranged, but it's so freaking hot. I can't hold everything. So for those who chose Mr. Rosewood, the one that was so badly abused, or so oh God, I don't know, the ins and outs of the truth of everything, but it's my own intuition. He is my twin soul. So my little cat Siam is his mirror. It's his spirit cat, and you guys have seen how beautiful Siam is. But he was extremely abused, and he's extremely shy, and he's my special needs cat. Like, he needs special care, special love and attention because of what happened to him. And people ask me, do you know what happened to him? No, I don't know specifically what happened to him any more than I know specifically what they did to my twin. All I know is they left him like that, and I know that's the truth. So let's put this down right here. I'm going to show you the cards. For those who chose Mr. Rosewood, and I did, we're going to work with Wisdom of the Golden Path. You know, when I say Spirit gives us something, a little something just to keep going another day. The message that I got the other day when I was at my daughter's was the California Scrub. And the California Scrub talks about delayed gratification. It's about putting time and energy into something that you know you're not going to see a comeback right away. You're going to have to wait. So that was just my message. And when I walked out of that store after that man said that to me, I mean, I had no intention of flirting with him or going there because, like I said, my heart is on lockdown. That song that came on the radio right away, like immediately, Spirit talks to me right away, and it was like, we know what you're feeling right now. We know what you're going through. Listen to your heart. If you know the words, listen to your heart. And then there's one line that says, before you say goodbye, before you tell him goodbye, listen to your heart. And it's like your mind is going to say one thing, and you might be upset, and you might be frustrated, and you're tired. And then that song came on. That song, I think it was, I don't know if it was Nelly, I don't know who it was, but the song was, I know you're tired of waiting. I know you're tired of waiting. I can't think of the next, but they all started coming on, and so I knew he was talking to me. And yeah, it's tough, but I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so for those who chose Mr. Rosewood, correct for neutrality on all levels. Here we go. The flame of inspiration. Right on. This is good. When you're going through something difficult, emotionally, like personally, it's good to get involved in creative ideas. This is also, however, fire sign, which is me, right? Flame of inspiration. So this woman's on fire. So for you guys, whoever it is that chose Mr. Rosewood, and that would be me, I said me, there is something there's a burning passion. There's something here. And there's something within you that wants to be created, that wants to come to life. It's burning. There's a deep, passionate energy moving inside of you at this time. And you're very fertile. So you're inspired to do something. And you're going to tap into that creative energy within you. You can feel it. Look at her arm. She's ready to take that arm and like throw it like a flamethrower. She's going to create something. She's got something up her sleeve, right? And when she does that, when she grabs, or he grabs onto that, there's going to be all kinds of new possibilities that come to you. So Spirit wants you to keep an open mind and an open heart. And be open to ideas that pop into your mind. Now, yesterday I did a reading for a friend, and it was about manifestation. I mean, that's what my message to her was, about manifestation. And it's about how we can make things happen, how we can create. But in a proper way. I've spoken to you guys about this a lot. This is another message that has to come out right now. A friend of mine wrote to me back from Wisconsin and said, hey, I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about what so-and-so is doing? And it's somebody that I had also met when I was in that little town when I first got there. And the person told me that they were basically a spiritual person like I am, right? And yet this person has kind of gone through some strange things I've watched going on, and I've been kind of like watching but not really getting involved, right? And my friend said, how do you feel about that? And I said, oh, there's something weird going on, so I just stay away from it. I don't need the toxic energy. And then she says, it's pretty scary. So I went there and I went to look at her page, and it was pretty bad. The person was basically saying, they were calling themselves a witch now, and they were saying that they worked with narcissists. And I'm willing to work with narcissists, and I'm working with dark or light energy, whoever wants to work with me. And I thought, okay, block. Sorry, that's it. Can't do it. Can't do it. And we were talking about manifesting. Now, you don't need to go over to the dark side to get your stuff done, to manifest into your life. And you have to be very careful that you're not going over to the dark side when you choose to take that flame and throw it. I can make things happen. I can take people away from other people. I can take houses away from people. I've done it. I can't do that. I have to stand in my integrity. I have to stand in my physical honor, right? If it is in the highest good for everyone else concerned, let this happen, and I will make it happen. You watch it. You watch that. I would will it to happen. It will happen. So here, whatever this creative flame that you have inside of you, please make sure, okay, you're passionate about it, right? But look at the blue around her head, around her heart, around her waist. Blue is truth. It's the color of truth. So speak your truth, be responsible, open your heart and mind, think outside the box. It doesn't have to be the way it has always been. It can be very fun, right? This is a time for you to explore it. I was talking to my girlfriend, and I was saying, when I did this reading with her, all the songs started coming up. What song? Her card, it said Alice in Wonderland. Right then a song on the radio started to play, and it was, gosh, now why can't I remember all of this? I remembered a dream that I had 2 nights before, so I pulled the dream up, and I was in Alice in Wonderland. I wasn't Alice, but I was in Wonderland. And I was talking to her about how I have 1 foot in Sedona and 1 foot in California. I don't know what the hell. I said, why would spirit split me? Why would they split me right down the middle, right? Half of my stuff is in Sedona. My best stuff is in Sedona. And I had to actually go out and buy another pair of shoes. That's how it came up. I had to go buy a pair of summer shoes because I don't have any. They're all in Sedona. I was going to be moving in a week, right? And I said, well, why would spirit split me right down the center, you know? And she says, well, you got 1 foot in that world and 1 foot in this world. And I said, you know, a lot of times people say that you can't walk 2 paths, right? You can't walk a spiritual path and then walk a path of darkness. No, you can't. But you can't walk 2 paths. You either got to walk this one or that one. And I said, I can, and I do. I have 1 foot in the spiritual world, and I have 1 foot in this physical reality. And so Sedona, my spirit, somebody said to me, your spirit is in Sedona, right? So one part of me is there, but there's another part of me that's here. So I'm going to manifest somehow to live in both places, somehow. It's not my job to figure out how it works. It's not my job to figure out how to afford it. It's not my job to figure out the place. It's going to come to me. What my job is to design it. I'm going to design what I want it to look like, and I'm going to allow spirit to make it happen. This is how you can think outside of the box. I have done this for many, many years, not realizing that I had done it. So a lot of times we feel like we're stuck inside a box, but we're not. And Spirit's telling you, be in touch with the inner child. Your inner child. Children don't have, this can't happen, right? No one tells a child they can't be a rocket scientist when they grow up. No one tells a child that they can't jump off their roof with a cape and fly like Superman. That's why so many kids get broken arms and broken legs, because they do it. We did it. So have that childlike exuberance, the feeling that I can do whatever I set my mind to because I can. And Spirit's saying that idea is going to come to you, and it's going to work. It's going to lead to something abundant and fulfilling. It is going to. Trust it. So try to relax over the next few days. The more relaxed in any time, in anything, the better we are. When we try and think and try and wonder, what is it, try and figure it out, it eludes us. So what do? Start rearranging your patio. Start working with your plants. Do whatever you need to do. Go for a walk. Relax. Don't think about it. It's going to come when you least expect it, right? Spending time in nature is because this is fertile energy, and our soil is fertile right now. So right now, I'm going to be working on these plants, right? I'm going to be fixing up my little patio. I'm trimming all the dead wood out. I'm getting rid of things that don't work, right? I got my hands in the soil. I've had my hands in the soil since yesterday, all day today. So Spirit is actually wanting you to get your hands in soil because you are fertile. Your soil is fertile, so it will help you to work with that energy, right? Get it moving through your body. It's also extremely healing for you. This is also a time, and you're looking at the flames, right? Passion. And this whole beginning was about the love of my life, right? I mean, a very gorgeous man complimented me, and it was nice because I haven't heard anything. He's not going to sway my love from the love of my life, however. If my love of my life came with all dried up and crunched up like that, my intention is to give you the best pot, to take care of you, to trim you, whatever you need. My intention is to bring you back to life with love, because love heals everything. So this message is also a message about a time of exploration and romance. Now, I can do that. I can romance him even if he's not here, because he's got my heart. He's with me every single night. And he's with me through all the songs, and he's with me through all the messages, and I don't care if you guys are sick of hearing me talk about him. It's my love, right? So for you, this could be a time for you as well of romance. It's a magical time. So what's so cool about these cards is they come with affirmations, and positive affirmations are the bomb. They are the way we create our future. So look at this. Look at what she's got, the ability that's taken hold of her, right? That flame of desire is taken hold of her. She's leaning into it. And the message that you want to tell yourself is, I hold infinite creative power. I am inspired by life. I keep an open mind and heart. I am open to new ideas. I am in touch with my inner artist. Now let's get a card from the spirit animals. Put you guys down for a sec. Sorry, that's not a sexy view. I know. Correct for neutrality. Here's another message, you know. I mean, I did see my twin a few months ago. He didn't look like that. He's drop dead gorgeous. Most beautiful man I've ever met in my entire life. But emotionally, he's had a hard time, right? People have done that to him emotionally. You wouldn't see it on the outside. And that's why a lot of times why I started with, if you feel something about somebody, say it. Because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know. They may look fantastic on the outside, and the inside, they're parched. They're crunched. They've been stepped on. They've been abused. They've had their energy just sucked out. Like other people have been taking from them, right? And they haven't been able to give back to themselves. Doesn't mean that my twin is a weak person by any means. He's not. But that's what they did to him. They took and didn't give back. Okay? So do say kind words when you think them, because you don't know what other people are going through. They may not allow you to see it on the outside. Song came on today, and it really made me think of myself, because it was by Jennifer Lopez, and it was basically, I don't need your money, right? You drive up in your Escalade or whatever the hell your car is, your Jaguar or your BMW, and you got that big flashy ring and watch and expensive suit, and I don't need your money. I don't need your money, and I don't want your money. What I want is your love and attention. I want all the things that money can't buy, right? Your care. Because I'm sure my twin has got plenty, right? But that doesn't happen when you're given love. That doesn't happen when people are in an equal give and take relationship. That happens when people consume more than they take, right? So you can be living in a beautiful environment with a beautiful person, and that can happen to you. And you can be living somewhere in a more humble atmosphere and be given all the love and attention and care that you desire, right? But my point was, I'm no freaking gold digger, and I don't need your money. I can take care of myself. I choose you because I love you. I don't love you because I need you. I need you because I love you. I think people don't understand what the meaning of the word love actually is. So for those who chose Mr. Rosewood. What is your spirit animal message? Humpback whale. Okay, so the humpback whale, the whales are always talking about you're following your soul's path, and the whales call to one another. They've got those beautiful sounds. I've often encouraged people to do whale meditations, the whale sound meditations. So for you, I chose this, so this is definitely a specific message for me. Sing healing songs for the world. When you sing, it's speaking out loud, your truth, like what I'm just doing right now. Like I said, I don't care what if you're sick of hearing me. Somebody said that to me. You know what? Everybody's really sick and tired of hearing about your twin soul. And I said, well, you know what? You don't have to watch my videos. This is my channel, and this is my way that I give my love, by singing it out, and I don't care what you think. So right now, we're being encouraged to sing healing songs for the world, for everyone, right? Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. So you see these big, gentle giants going through the water. And that's actually a message about this particular energy. Gentle giants. Who's talking down there? Who's talking? 2 scrub jays. There's one right there. And there's its partner. Mockingjays. Mockingjays. Mockingjays are able to sound like another. They're copycats. They're mimics. But there's a pair. There's a pair. We'll look up Mockingjay Totem when we're done. So, for this message, Whale Totem is talking about your ancient knowledge, because this is about your soul's path, connecting to your ancient knowledge. But when you do that, these ones who are able to connect to ancient knowledge, they may not understand where their knowing comes from. It just comes. And these beautiful humpback whales, they are the bards of the sea. The males make this beautiful long sound that comes out. It's a very complex series of sounds that come out of the humpback male whale. And he's courting his girl. That's what he's doing. It's a loving message to his female. And oftentimes she will join him and they will sing together. Their frequencies release tension and they heal the ocean, because this is a loving vibration. So the humpback whale is a wonderful totem for musicians, for composers. And it's talking about singing being a powerful act that links our souls. And so that's why the music, my twin and I, we speak to one another through music all the time. That's a means of communication. Song, it's healing. So it's good for you. Singing would be a powerful way for you to heal yourself, also to feel happiness. So if you're going through a difficult time, think of happy songs. Put on happy songs. If you're needing to give yourself that encouragement just to continue to hold on a little longer, there are songs that mean so much, right? They send messages. I've been posting song messages today on my own Facebook page. So humpback whales, they travel a long distance and they find their way through the water through sonar. They're like bats. They have a sonar way of guiding themselves. And it's basically life asking us to answer, or to wait for their answer. So it's kind of like we've sent out a message, like I've sent out my crest. Remember I told you what I was going to manifest? This is what I want. This is what is going to happen. So I send it out, and then what am I going to do? I'm going to work in my garden. I'm going to wait until Spirit brings it back to me. So that's what the humpback whales are doing. It's like you send out the sound, and they send it back. But we have to be patient as we wait for the answer. So if the humpback whale is your totem, you've got a strong protective force around you. You have telepathy, and you just know you're going to navigate this major ocean emotional energy, which is like a giant sea right now. You're going to do it, and you're going to be successful. You're going to do it gracefully. You're going through a very turbulent, that's a lot of water, right? The Great Sea, it's a lot of water. Salt water could be a lot of tears, but you're going to manage it. You're going to manage it gracefully, just like the humpback whale does. So call upon the humpback whale to help you. Whatever gifts you need to have unlocked, or help you remember what you need to remember. So are you asking Source for questions? Are you asking them and listening to what the answers are? Is life so noisy for you that you've lost that inner sonar that you have built in? So if so, you need to find like a quiet place, right? A place of solace. Do you need to set the world right again in your life? Spirit says they want you to breathe deeply and return to your emotional waters. Maybe you've pulled away because that's what happened to you, right? Spirit says we want you to return. Okay, so let me put this down. I wish it was a prettier view. And we'll go to those who chose Mrs. Rosewood. Me. There's me. And we're going to go to the Gaia Oracle. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pink Rosebush. You know what this just tells me? I mean, it really does, because when we were there, it was about 2 weeks ago when I saw them originally. The yellow one was the most beautiful one. It was gorgeous. This one was okay, but I like the pink roses. But I was tempted to get this one because it was so beautiful. And in 2 weeks, that's what happened to it. And it just shows me that I'm going through a very difficult time. It's hard for me, but clearly it's harder for him. That's so this is how Spirit speaks to me. I know that this is the truth. I know that it's been that hard for him. So that brings my compassion out and my unconditional love. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I mean, I know how hard it's been for me, and if it's been this hard for me, I can't imagine what he's gone through. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pink Rosebush. Attachment. Okay. So this one, naked, vulnerable, exposed, got a lot of vines wrapped around her. Or him, right? The number 8 says that you will be infinitely supplied, whatever it is that you need. But this is about feeling like I'm stuck here. You believe that you're in a situation that you can't break free from. You're afraid to let go. Because why? I feel so guilty. I feel so responsible. It's my duty. Whatever the hell. You feel committed in some way. I feel a commitment, a guilt, a duty. Or maybe you feel that if I do leave, if I walk away, I'm going to hurt someone if I let go. Whatever the reason is, you've got no choice to stay, but to stay where you are, which is what you think. The emotional attachment is so overwhelming, and it's so great that the fear is overwhelming. So there is no coincidence that this is your card if you chose that pink rosebush. The message is clear. This is wrong. You're being encouraged to let go. You're being encouraged to walk away. Spirit is asking you to do this. Face your fears. Do not listen to the fearful voices inside your head any longer. Because if you go past that fear, there's love and there's light that's guiding you and it's encouraging you to break free. And Spirit says, trust. Trust, please. Yes, initially there's going to be upheaval. People are going to be upset. Someone's going to be hurt. Someone's going to be stressed out. It's going to be hard for you to make them, to see that happening. But it's actually going to turn out very well for everyone concerned. And Spirit says you owe it to yourself and to others. You deserve to feel light and to feel free. So ask for the Father to pull forward the love inside of you and ask it to guide you and give you the strength to do what you know is right. You know that this is no longer okay because this is what's happening to you. This is what has happened to you. You deserve to be free. Your affirmation is, I am free from all negative attachment. I am guided by the power of love. I look beyond my fears. I see only love. I deserve to be happy. So I choose to follow my heart. You deserve it. You deserve to love yourself, right? You deserve to be given love. The love that you have given. And this has obviously been taken from you. This is what has happened to you. You deserve to be fresh and green and cared for, healing and love for yourself. So let me ask for a message from the spirit animal for those who chose the pink roses. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pink roses. Correct for neutrality on all levels. One more, Spirit said. Correct. It's very humid all of a sudden. Interesting, very humid. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pink roses. Giraffe. Okay, I like this one. Giraffe always talks about seeing the future. They're so beautiful. They're so graceful. God, look at their eyelashes. I love them. So a visionary. Rise above earthly matters, right? Because you're staying in a situation that's doing that to you. You're not happy. You're staying there because you're stuck. You feel attached and you're literally withering. So rise above the earthly matters. Glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path. Yes, you are. You actually already know. Your higher self knows what's required of you, what you're meant to do. But you've not been allowing yourself to do it. So stand tall in your sense of self-worth and love with a big heart. But what? Love yourself. You deserve to be loved. The giraffe, gentleness, grace, beauty, charm, higher perspective, vision, foresight, perception, motherly love, intuition. Clearly they're the tallest animals on the planet. They tower above all other animals and they're so incredibly graceful as they walk, right? God, they're so beautiful. They can see life from a higher perspective. So giraffe often shows up when we need to be reminded how beautiful we actually are. And that we've got the potential to rise above a challenge that's leaving us like this. It's our own, we're probably doing it to ourselves because why? We're the fear of leaving and walking away and thinking of ourselves first is so great that we're allowing this to happen to ourselves. That's not okay. It's not okay. You have the potential to rise above that with grace. You're being encouraged to stretch yourself as far as you can. If you are a giraffe person, you're a natural visionary and you've got very keen perception. You can see things that are coming way before others. Clearly, you're towering miles above them. Giraffe people have very, very strong bonds with their family and friends, and that's why you're allowing this to happen to you. And that's why you have this sense of guilt of walking away. But it's not. It's misguided. This is clearly a very, very clear message. That's how loving you are. You have such a strong bond with family and friend that you will give this much of yourself. This is a message about how giraffe mothers also are very, very protective of their little ones. So this is a special message between mother and child. The giraffe is very giving, and it often needs to set boundaries. Why? So that they're not misused or used or sucked dry. This is a loud message. This is very, very clear. You need to learn to set boundaries. The way that the giraffes walk, they have that kind of interesting way of if you watch them, the way their elbows are on their bodies. They have a very unique way of moving. And they don't require a lot of sleep. And they don't require a lot of water. They don't require a lot, but they require some. And that's not okay. That's not okay. It's not okay to give them nothing, suck them dry, and then dump a whole bunch on them and expect them to be okay. It's not. A giraffe can get by with not much, right? This one's been struggling too, but it was stronger. Because why? This one probably didn't have others sucking its energy dry, right? This one did. They were in the same, when I first saw them, they were in the same place, but this one clearly was giving way more of themselves, so to the point where there was nothing left, because there was no balance. There was a lack of proper boundaries. Clearly, there was not a give and take, an equal giving and receiving was not happening. Clearly, right? So this is what needs to occur at this time. This is about conserving your resources. Giraffes are very patient. They're silent ones. They've got amazing stamina. They're wise. They're elegant. And they are beautiful friends because of that. They have charm and vision. So the message from Giraffe is asking you a few things. Have you stuck your neck out too far? Did you lose your balance? Yeah, you did. Do you need a higher perspective on a tough situation? I think so, right? This is what happens with just a little bit of tender care. This is what happened in your case. Do you need to put yourself first and get some more sleep and some more water? Now, this is actually physical and emotional, right? We need to drink, keep ourselves hydrated. Spiritual people, our third eye being blown open, the way that we have our gifts, that we work, we need to stay hydrated. We don't do well if we don't stay hydrated, but that's also emotionally, right? Now, there's a little bug landing on my rosebush, so I'm going to have to spray it with safer soap, which is just a little bit of soap and water. I keep an eye on things, which means that's a little bloodsucker. That's like a little energy vampire that's going to come along, and I'm not going to let it decimate my rosebush, right? So, whoops, sorry. I was just going to get my water because I'm thirsty right now. That was just a hint to me that, Sherry, you need to get a drink, and I do. Oh, chia seeds, lemon rind and lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, the bomb. Okay, last message. You need more sleep, you need more water, emotional and regular, and you need to reach for the truth from a higher perspective, because the way you're looking at things right now, you're not looking at things truthfully. You're not looking at things honestly. You're not looking at things in a proper, balanced perspective. You're all out of whack, and that's the fact. Okay, so there's your message. So now we're going to go on to, I love the pictures in those cards. Put them over there. We're going to go on to those who chose this rosebush, the baby that I nurtured and brought into. I'm so excited about this one. I really thought I'd lost him over the winter. I was like, oh gosh, down to just a few little leaves, but man. What did I do? I gave it Miracle Grow, so I gave it proper food. Spiritual food, right? Love. I brought it where it was sheltered over here. It wasn't getting too much sun. Now it's up here where I can babysit it, right? It was care. It was care and attention. Not too much water, not too much fertilizer, just enough, and pay attention to how it reacts, right? Correct for neutrality. For those who chose that bush, and I did. I clearly did. I loved it. We're going to go to the wisdom of the golden path. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose, ooh, okay, so somebody's being stubborn. I'm not going to be a good person. What will people think of me? You know, song right now, if you love someone, you open up your heart. If you love someone, you make room. But that requires you to do that for yourself as well. If you love yourself, you have to make room for you. Why are you feeling so obligated to stay where you are when you're so miserable and unhappy? You know, this even has to do with marriages. If you're in a marriage and it's a disaster, I was married to my best friend, and it wasn't working. It wasn't working, and he wasn't happy, and in all reality, I wasn't happy, but I would have stayed, because I'm that loyal. Like this rosebush, I'm that loyal. And finally, he said to me, I'm not happy. And people were so shocked when we got divorced. Oh my God, you guys are best friends. His family was shocked. We weren't happy. It wasn't working for us. I should have only been his friend. And he ended up marrying a girl that's the love of his life. And yet, I would have stayed. And neither one of us would have been completely fulfilled, because I went on to do my spiritual work. He's not interested in that, right? Different person. And it wouldn't have been happy for either one of us. So you're in a place where you don't want to hurt somebody. You don't want to, you feel bad for walking away, but you're miserable. That's happening to you. They're in all reality not happy either. Because if you're in a place feeling that unhappy, they're not getting what they deserve. They should be with somebody or have, but then it could be a family member. It could be like a mom or a dad or a brother, right? It's not fair. It's selfish of them to allow you to get to that place. And it's selfish of you to do it to yourself. Don't allow yourself to get that way. And if they loved you, they would want to release you. And wish you well on your journey. Correcting for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the baby rosebush that blossomed. I can't wait to see. I can't remember what color the flowers are on that one. Okay. Inner conflict. Okay. So again, okay, what's with this one? Good fortune coming your way. That one wanted to be talked about. So that's there. Good fortune's on the way. Thank God. Okay. So inner conflict. All right. So here you see these trees that have kind of fallen, and they're all wrapped up again. So you're wrapped up in something. I'm all tied up in a knot of some sort. What is the conflict that you were having? Is it the same message that we're having in this situation that we've been talking about? Because remember, I said you're maybe worried about what other people think. See my little happy Buddha? Chill out. Don't be so worried about what other people think. But right now, we look at something and we see good or bad, right? That's kind of how we look at things. And maybe there's aspects about ourselves that we will label that way too. This is it's bad about me. This is my flaw, right? Good or bad. And when you do that, it creates an inner conflict because we're taught to not. We're taught to love ourselves, right? So there's parts of your body or yourself, your personality, or what's the right word? I'm trying to think of the proper word. Things that you're drawn to that aren't the greatest, that you think aren't that greatest. And, I hate that about me. Why do I do that? Or I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this about me. Or, oh, man, I don't like this about me. Or, oh, you know what I mean? Look at me right now trying to cover my arms because I don't like my arms. Cover it with my hair, right? So we're trying to hide, exactly, trying to hide what we don't like about ourselves. Got great hair, cover your arms. No one will see it, right? So you try and cover yourself or try and hide something about yourself that you think is unlovable or unlikable. And it's because you fail to see that really we're supposed to love every aspect of ourselves. So I start telling my arms that I love my arms, they would start working for me a little bit better. Right when I said that, a dove went by. So I love you, arms. You're strong. You help me, right? I get to be able to do all these things. I couldn't do it without these arms. Whether they're as tight and firm as the other person's or not, they're still my arms. So I have to love them. So basically, Spirit is saying this card comes for you today because you're moving to a different way of looking at things. It's about time to embrace all of who you are. Accept and love every part of yourself instead of trying to change what you don't like about yourself. Like the fact that I was so hot today and I had to wear, where is it? I took it off. That little lace cover up because I don't like my arms. And then I thought I can't stand it. It's humid. It's hot. I'm not going to do it. But I've got this thing about my arms. And so Spirit wants us, this is why I chose this one, because this is a smack to me, right? We have to start to learn to love every part of ourselves instead of trying to change it. Now, it doesn't have to be a body issue. It can be a part of your personality that you don't like. It can be, when I mean to say this, but this comes out instead. Or I'm stubborn. Or I'm proud, or I'm shy, or I don't know, whatever it is about you that you have an issue with. My issue is with my arms, okay? My skin is bothering me. So I have to start loving my skin. I can't be so thin-skinned. I got to love my skin, right? I got to embrace every part of myself. So start loving it. Basically, that's what I did. I started loving my legs. Now I got to start loving my arms, right? I love your legs, love your arms. Thank you for being here for me. Thank you for holding up this phone to do this reading, right? It's okay. It's okay. You're doing a good job. I love you. You've been here all of my life. And I've been far too mean to you, right? So start loving every aspect of yourself. And start questioning yourself about where did that come from? Why did that start developing? Why are you so focused on that? Did somebody, see for me, somebody made fun of that. Somebody said something to me. I was just somebody who was very, very superficial. And I was very critical of that. And so I don't know, it's an insecurity of my own, right? It's stupid, but it's there. So you got to look back and ask yourself why. Like my forehead, this is another thing I'll tell you guys. This is funny. I, for years, would never allow anyone to see my forehead because my daughter's father used to say that I had a forehead like Herman Munster. In Canada, there was a O. Henry bar. I don't know if you guys have O. Henry bars in the United States, but the O. Henry bar commercial was Herman Munster or Frankenstein, right? And he would go to eat the chocolate bar and he would hit it in the middle of his forehead. And he laughed at my forehead and he said, "You've got such a big forehead. It's like Herman Munster." And I got to tell you, for years, I wore bangs and I've always had this cowlick, right? I could never do the Farrah Fawcett hairdo like everyone else. I can't do bangs like everyone else. It doesn't happen because I've got this cowlick here. And for years and years and years, I was so paranoid. I can't tell you, I'm not anymore. I'm not. I can literally pull my hair back in a braid, right, or a ponytail, whatever, and I'm not embarrassed. But I got to tell you, I was mortified about my forehead. if I look back at pictures, like I can tell you the feeling that I had if somebody saw my forehead. I was so paranoid about it. And when I was in Wisconsin, I went to Wisconsin and I became a different person, right? I went to this different place and I just started my life. It was my spiritual path. No one knew who I was. And I thought, nobody knows that I'm embarrassed about my forehead, right? So one day I put a headband on. It was so humid. And I put a headband on and I took a picture of me and my cat, and we were in the window in this Victorian building that I lived in. It was a really cool apartment. And it was I don't know, I liked the picture. And I posted it, and I was nervous. I was nervous because my hair was pulled back, right, in this headband. And it was the first time that I did it. And I was what? How old am I? I was at least 40 years, right? And when that person said that to me, I was 21. So 20 years I was afraid of anyone seeing my forehead. I mean, I'm telling you, this sounds stupid, but it's the truth. So for somebody else, there's somebody else that's all wrapped up, tied up in knots, worrying, questioning. You know, is this real? This is telling you this is a new beginning for you. This is for you to empower yourself on the whole, right? I'm looking at this now with the fact that this one came out. It's like, I'm going to look at myself like that, right? I'm all adorned. I'm going to see the beauty in my soul, in the goodness in my heart, in my physicality, in the way that I act. It doesn't matter. This is me feeling inner harmony. Right? And this message goes with this message, because this message is telling you that when you do that, and actually it's telling you that success and inner harmony is on its way to you. And it's not just that. When you start feeling in harmony with yourself, happiness awaits you, because you start vibrating at a different frequency. All you need to do is love and accept yourself as you are, unconditionally. So when you do that, maybe this is you. Maybe you've done this to yourself. Maybe you've not allowed yourself, right? You've been so mean to yourself. You didn't think that you deserved any better than this. Why? You've given it to everybody but you. And I know in religion, I was raised to believe, you give to everyone else first. Everybody is before you. You're the last, always. I can tell you that I don't, when I've always, family dinners and the dining room table, I never sat down. I was always serving everybody else. I never sat down, ever. And when I got out of that marriage, that horrible marriage, my sons asked me, he says, can we get rid of the dining room table? I don't ever want to sit at a table again. And we never sat at the table again, because it was such a bad thing. Because it was all for everybody else. Everything was for everybody else. And now it's about doing it for you. You can't love another if you don't love yourself first. If you want to go to the Bible, Christ said, love your wife as I love the congregation. And he gave of himself, didn't he? But he also said, love your brother as you love yourself. So if you are giving of yourself, if you're giving to your brother so much that this is what happens to you, and you're giving up your freedom and your happiness because your brother doesn't want you to go anywhere, and this is what happens so that your brother can have this, how is that right? It's not right. It's selfish of your brother to allow that to happen, and it's mean for you to do that to yourself. So good fortune is on its way for you. The affirmation that you're going to say is, I accept and love every part of me. I am beautiful just the way I am. Every trait I possess serves a purpose. I am worthy of unconditional love. So when people get mad at me and say that they're sick of hearing me talk about my twin and my unconditional love for him, tough shit, dude. I have it. He deserves it. He's going to get it. He's not going to look like that if I have anything to say about it. He's going to look like that. Refreshed, new, loved, and healed. And I do that for myself too. I don't give anymore. I don't give of myself till I get to this place. I make sure that where I live is peaceful, that I'm out in nature, that I feed myself really good food. I'm a vegetarian. I eat very, very healthy. I drink a lot. I've been going to bed at like 9 o'clock at night every night. I'm getting rid of these bags. I'm taking care of myself so that I can love another, right? I can't love another if I'm not my own best friend first. We can't fill somebody else's void, and they can't fill our void. We have to fill our void. So this is all about loving ourselves back, going from this to this and ending up like that. Good fortune's on its way. So what's the message for good fortune? I think that for one thing, it's just the fact that if you start thinking about yourself in a positive way and you lift your vibration, good fortune will just automatically vibrate its way through to you. But you have to be balanced, right? You have to be balanced. So whatever it is that's been going on in your life, if you've been just dealing with nothingness, there are beautiful things on their way for you at this time. That was just a double card that it just wanted to come out. Okay, so for those who chose the dragonfly, the welcome of the dragonfly and the friend, right? The teal, my favorite color, turquoisey, greeny blue. Love those colors. For those who chose that, we're going to go back to the Gaia Oracle. Correct for neutrality on all levels. And then I'm going to get to work snipping on these rose bushes and see if I can find anything that I think I need to take Mr. Rosewood out of that pot completely and put in a little drier soil. There's too much water in there. He's over emotional right now. Correct for neutrality on all levels. It could be that a message as well, that because of having gone through such a very traumatic, difficult situation, this person is extremely emotionally soaked, over emotional, right, and needing balance. So what is it that I said I have to do? I've got to take him out of that environment. That environment is way too soaked emotionally. It's got to come out, kind of balance things out, get the soil a little bit more richer soil, but that's a little less wet, right? And get rid of all the dead wood, whatever the attachments are that are holding on. Get rid of that, because what happens in your with a plant, and I know it happens to your body as well, is if you have all of these pieces here that are barely holding on, the plant keeps trying to send energy to them. So what you want to do is, unfortunately, you're going to have to sacrifice, right? You're going to have to cut away. So that's a message. You're going to have to sacrifice something, and the sacrifice is not going to be you. It's going to be the person or the situation that has either been draining you or that you have been giving to the point where this has happened to you. You're going to have to give a sacrifice. You have already sacrificed enough. And now the sacrifice is going to be, I'm sorry, but I have to walk away from this. And you may be sacrificing a friendship. You may be sacrificing, they may be upset with you at first. But if they actually loved you, they would want what's in the highest good. So it's time. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the dragonfly, welcome. Friendship. Friendship, the rock. That friendship is a rock. That friendship says, I believe in your dreams. Your dreams are sound and valid, and I wish to see them fulfilled. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the butterfly rock. 2 more, Spirit says. Correct for neutrality. Oh, you guys. I forgot an animal card, didn't I? I think I did. Hold on. What was the animal card for the baby rosebush? Correct for neutrality on all levels. Animal card for the baby rosebush. Elk. Nobility. I love this. How beautiful. I love elk. My uncle was a hunter, unfortunately, and that's the only way that I was actually ever able to celebrate the elk. But this is how interesting that I chose those words. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Look at the success. That one's been there a long time, right? Powerful forces guide you. Please pay attention to the forces that are guiding you. Please listen to your intuition. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. So clearly this is a warrior. This is a leader, right? This is virility. This is masculine energy. Talks about passion, respect, strength, companionship. Very few as majestic as this mature bull elk. I mean, my gosh, look at that. You know how tall they stand? They demand admiration and respect. So this one coming forward is going to help you stand tall and resolute against any situation that comes against you. And what's interesting to me is including the mighty grizzly bear. Now, I've been getting something about the bear all along. I know it's a personal thing for my twin, but I have something about the grizzly bear. So coming up against a grizzly bear, you're going to call on the elk. The elks are protective of their families, and they spend most of the life peaceful. And they're around their tribe, and they're comfortable. They don't harm another. They pace themselves so that they can endure whatever that they need to do, whatever the conditions are, whatever the travel is. If it's a long distance, they pace themselves, right? They have few enemies. It talks about the months of September and October is when they start calling, and they start splitting up so that they can call to their own tribes. They have their breeding rituals. And at this time, they do become fiercely competitive because they feel that they have the right? They're going after their mate at this time. So if elk medicine comes for you, it's talking about if you've got aggressive behavior, you're going to need to learn how to restrain yourself. It's about moderation. You're going to be asked to conduct yourself fairly when it comes to the ones around you. You're a wise leader. People look to you for inspiration. And you have, what I like about you is you've got the strength and the endurance. You never give up. I love that. I love that. So if you need to remember your power, you need to call on the elk. However, the questions that you need to ask yourself as this elk is, are you being too pig-headed, bull-headed, because you're a bull elk? Are you being a bull-headed? Are you not listening? Are you losing your temper? If you're losing your temper, you need to chill out. You need to take some time out. Are you making sure that you're taking care of yourself by replenishing yourself with food, good food, right? Not just food, proper rest. Because these ones are meant to pace themselves and they know how to pace themselves, the question is, are you not? Are you pushing yourself too hard? Are you working until that's all that's left of you, right? Not giving yourself the proper nourishment, rest, water, time, whatever it is that you need. You're being told that something's out of balance and you need to balance yourself. So balance came in again. Okay, sorry, I almost missed that one for you guys. So now we go back for those who chose the Dragonfly. Here we go. Night wind. Interesting. So this is about, so this looks like a family tree. I don't know why I just said that. It just looks like a tree, but it's a family tree apparently. I'm seeing the number 23. Isn't that Michael Jordan's number? Slam dunk. 2 and 3 is 5. 5. There's been a difficult situation, challenges, disagreements, conflict around you, and so because of that, a significant change needs to take place. Clearly that's going on, right? And because of that, a significant change is taking place. That's what those numbers mean. But if you break them down before that, 2 is everything is actually happening exactly as it is meant to happen. There will be divine blessings for everyone involved. You're meant to have faith and trust in spirit. 3 means something has come full circle. It's complete. It also means that the Ascended Masters are working with you. So when they bring in this significant change into your life, they're working with you. It's happening for a reason, okay? So this is talking about facing fears, subconscious release and healing. I've been getting recently that people that have been had a very difficult time, specifically, actually, I was shown Pisces, that they are actually receiving healing during their sleep time. So it could mean that you are, and I have been, you're having very strange dreams, very disturbed sleep. I am too. I am a Pisces moon, right? And so what's going on is there's actually healing that's taking place during your sleep time. And it's funny because Spirit was telling me that, and I said thank you, because I've asked for that for my love. Help heal him while he's sleeping. It's enough already, right? Make it easier, whatever it is. And for myself. And so when I go to sleep, I do Reiki healing, and I send that Reiki energy. I put his head on my chest, and I send that, and I wrap him in unconditional loving energy, right? So as he goes to sleep, because when people are sleeping, their resistance is not up, right? It's their subconscious mind you're connecting with. But when they're awake, you could be bullheaded, pig-headed. I don't need your help. I can handle it myself, right? Everybody needs love. So at night, what's going on is you might be dealing with strange dreams, upsetting dreams, vivid dreams, nightmares. There's something that's bothering you. But the reason it's happening like that is because there's something that you're not expressing, either to yourself, you're not being truthful, or you're not saying something to someone else that you need to say. And it's an unresolved issue because of that. And what's going on is it's creating fear and anxiety. You haven't been able to resolve the anxiety and the fear because you keep doing this. You keep repressing what needs to be expressed. There's something that you need to share, but you're afraid to for some reason. You're holding back. Maybe you're being bullheaded. Maybe you're afraid that someone won't understand. song right now, there's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now. There's no stopping us. I feel so close to you right now. So, your subconscious mind is trying to work through these issues for you and help you heal while you sleep. So if you have stranger dreams, or you're worried about your dreams, or you toss and turn at night, please understand that Spirit is trying to help you heal, but they're also trying to help force this issue. They want you to bring this up. They want you to express your feelings. They want you feel close to someone, but you're not speaking. You need to speak your truth. You need to express what's going on. When you don't, on some level, you feel that you're avoiding something, but you're not. In your daylight time, you may be okay with it. You keep yourself busy on your work, or you keep yourself busy giving of yourself until you're this. But it's not working all the way. It's not going to resolve the problem. You have to first of all acknowledge that there's a fear. What are you afraid of? You need to acknowledge the fear. Just by acknowledging the fear, that's the first step. We only have to do things in steps, right? Simple steps. Keep it simple, stupid. So acknowledge the fact, okay, I do have a fear on some level. Why? What is the fear in regards to? Dark night of the soul. Why am I afraid? Write it down. And then when you figure out what it is, express it by talking to someone that you care about, that cares about you. The one that you're probably supposed to talk to that you're not talking to. This is going to be someone that you trust, and it's going to require courage for you to do that. You're going to have to be brave. I want to see you be brave. I want to see you be brave. Spirit's not going to ask you to do something that's going to hurt you, but you need to be brave to do this. You need to trust yourself as well as the one you speak to. And you need to express what it is that's going on. And it's going to be a major step that you're going to take towards healing yourself. Spirit can do so much, but we also have to be a part of this. We're co-creators with the divine, right? And when you do that, this fear that you have, you're going to find out that it's going to be resolved very soon. Remember the beryl crystal? An ongoing problem that has been causing fear and anxiety in your life is going to be resolved in a very unexpected way. And because of that, your levels of stress and anxiety are going to decrease. But this is the step that you're required to take. Your step is that I need to express it. I need to speak to someone. You will find that everything is going to be resolved very soon. So your affirmations are, for this, I share my fears. I share my fears with those that I trust and I loved. There is nothing to fear. There really is only love. All will soon be resolved. I am safe. I am loved. I face my fear and I feel it dissolve in a pool of love. I love that. I love that a lot. You have to do that. That's your step. That's your action step. We ask Spirit what we're meant to do in order for this situation to be resolved, and that's it. That's your action step. Speak. And that may be the biggest fear that you have is to speak. But you're going to do it. And when you do that, you will find it all resolved. Gosh, I'm watching the most beautiful crane fly by. Huge white crane. There was no point in me whipping the camera around because it would have been dark into the sky. I saw it. Gosh, it's gorgeous. I got to tell you, I love the water. And the water birds. Oh my gosh. All right. What is your message? For those who chose the dragonfly. Oh my gosh. Giraffe, again. Again. Okay, this fear that you have had, you can rise above it. It's an earthly matter, right? You can rise above that. Look at things from a higher perspective. You can do it. You can stand tall. You're being asked to stand tall. You're being asked to stand in your self-worth. If you have a fear of expressing yourself, it's because you're not loving yourself. You're not finding yourself worthy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a fear. Why are you afraid to express yourself? Why you're holding yourself back and it's causing you difficulty at night? Nightmares. Tossing and turning. Maybe you're not sleeping at all, right? You need to express yourself. Look at things from a higher perspective. Let's ask for another one since we already got that one. But you need to love yourself. You're a beautiful, gentle soul, and you deserve to be treated as such. You, frog. Love it. There's my yoga frog. Peace and prosperity. Frogs are always talking about transformation. They're talking about changing from one thing into another, right? Let go of the past. It's about releasing baggage. It's about releasing baggage. Clearing what no longer serves you. Drop the crap from the past. Move forward, right? So let go of the past. You're being asked to let go of the past. They're telling you that there's opportunities very close for you. And this change that's going on, Spirit wants you to embrace this change. It's here for a reason. So hop along into the new day, right? Abundance and good fortune await you. Frogs are also about money frogs, right? So there's opportunities coming, prosperity. I love the colors in these. Gosh, these are beautiful. So frogs are about prosperity, abundance, transformation, adaptability, resurrection, change, cleansing, night magic. They sing at night, frogs. They go through many stages, right? They start out with a little egg, and then there's a little tadpole, and then they're like a newt, then they're a frog. Frog people are comfortable with change because they know that this is that we're constantly in a state of change. I mean, as an awakened person, we're constantly changing. We're constantly evolving up to the next level, right? We're never going to get it done. We're constantly be changing. They're comfortable with this change, and they transform because they know it's always for the better. They lay numerous eggs, so it's definitely about fertility and abundance, right? Because there's so many eggs that they lay. They also bring good fortune, new beginnings. You think about the frog prince, my frog prince, right? Is that the prince? That froggy I'm going to kiss and turn into a prince? I hope so, right? It talks about that we will transform out of whatever, for this particular situation that we've been talking about, we're going to transform out of this shadowy, watery sadness or dislike or uncomfortableness with ourselves. We're going to transform into something better. We are. Whatever we felt was unworthy, we're going to start loving ourselves. We're transforming into something more beautiful. As a frog person, if this is who you are, you're going to be drawn to the water. I just finished saying that, right? So if you're drawn to the water, I think about that. That's why I said I think I need to have 1 foot in Sedona and 1 foot somewhere else. I really like the forest with the rivers, but I need water, right? So then as a frog person, you're going to have to keep water around you. So if you don't have a lake like this, I'm very, very grateful for this right now, and you don't have a river and you don't have the ocean, what can you do? You can have a water fountain. I've always had little water fountains, little water pools. Give yourself sea salt baths. Again, here comes another giant crane going across. I know it just looks little to you guys, but to look that big at this distance, that one's huge. I took that opportunity to drink my chia water. I have to chew it. So you're going to have to make sure that you stay hydrated, right? You're going to make sure that you are, as I said, giving yourself either a sea salt bath or even mud baths are good for your body. You need to relax. If the frog is your totem, it's talking about the things that you can let go of. Could be tension in your neck and your back. I'm feeling it in my shoulders right now, right? A lot of times I've watched myself as I edit our readings, and I'm sitting here going like this. I've got my hand back and I'm like rubbing my own back. It just subconsciously I'm doing it. So you need to do that. You need to relax. You need to take care of yourself. If you need a massage, you need to allow yourself to have that because you need to release the tension, right? It's also talking about letting go of what doesn't work for you and maybe finding a new lily pad. Time to move to a new pad, right? Where that doesn't happen. Something that works better for you. This is about hopping away from a bad situation towards a happier one. So the frog opens up good luck and abundance. I don't believe in luck. We make our own. As far as I'm concerned, we work for it and we draw it towards us. Here comes 3. Are you ducks or cormorants? 3, 4. Ducks. So ducks talks about comfortability, and it talks about companionship and being with your like-minded ones, your tribes, right? It's about getting out of your comfort zone. So if it's not working there, I'm not doing very well here, call on the frog medicine to help you get to a place that you're going to be happier. So if you are, the questions that have to come up right now with the frog medicine is, have you lost your focus by possibly jumping around too much? Are you trying to keep yourself busy? Are you maintaining a false sense of forward movement by jumping from this to that to the other and you're just exhausted? Are you doing that? Are you stuck in the mud? Are you stuck in the muck of someone else's negativity and allowing this to happen to yourself? Are you staying somewhere that you feel that you need to stay and it's hurting you? Are you doing that? Do you feel swamped by just too much? Allow frog energy to cleanse and renew you. And the biggest, loudest message about frog medicine is hopping away from what doesn't work. Hopping away from negative energy, from toxic energy, from those who take and don't give back. Hop away from what doesn't fill your soul. Okay? That's our messages, you guys. We're done. I'm going to show you my garden. See this? One of these little guys, about this size, broke off, and I couldn't allow it, so I planted him, and he grew into this. Same thing with this. Look how beautiful. Same thing with this. This was the little guy that was in Sedona that got kicked over. All it requires is a little bit of love. And then today, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I think I put it in my house. Oh, there it is. These 4 little ones fell off, and that little one there, and I planted them. My landlord had them on his side, and he didn't water them. He didn't water them, and they were shriveled up. Almost, I thought they were dead. So I stole them back from him, and I put them in here, and just in a week, they've spread out, right? It doesn't require much. It doesn't require much. So even for yourself, it doesn't require much, right? You don't have to completely be selfish, and sometimes you do, actually, right? Sometimes you do. But it doesn't require much love and attention to make something blossom from something that has had the energy sapped out of them. It just requires intention and the will to manifest it, right? And so you deserve to do it for yourself. You deserve to do it specifically for yourself, and this one deserves to do it for themselves. And if somebody, sometimes you need someone like me to come along and say, that's enough. That's enough. It's time for you. It's enough. Stop giving. I do that to my landlord all the time. Stop being so nice. People take advantage of you. Don't. No, it's not okay for people to take advantage of you. And it's not okay for you just to be Mr. Nice Guy and give until you're the one you're sore back and you're hurting. It's not okay. All right, you guys, that's it. I'll let you guys go. Thank you for being with me. And I hope you had a beautiful Sunday. I'm going to go to work right now on Mr. Rosewood and get him spruced up so that next time you guys see him, you can see some new growth on him. I love you. Speak again soon. Bye.